All right, I'm going to work this out. If you haven't already read this, then please pause the video and read all this because I'm not going to discuss it. All right, so we have one private variable, which is an array list of strings. We do array list string. I'm going to call it passwords. And we don't finish creating it here. This is how you do it when you write a class. That's all we do there. Now we're going to have a constructor. It's public and then the name of the class, PasswordVault. And I told you that it accepts a string array. I'm going to call it passwords abbreviated because it's so the code that tests this sends in a string array of passwords. This constructor accepts it right here and then adds all the passwords to the array list. So first we have to finish creating the array list. Passwords equals new array list string. Now we're going to do, I'm going to do an enhanced for loop. You could do a regular for loop if you want, but I'm going to say string p passwords abbreviated. And we're going to add them one at a time. Remember, add command. So there you go. That's the constructor. This accepts an array list of passwords, adds them one at a time to this passwords. Sorry, it accepts an array of passwords and adds them to the array list. If you go down to my test code, you can see I made a string array full of, bogus passwords. And then I create a password vault called security, and I send over the string array. And that's what we just took care of. That part will work now. But we can't run our test code yet. Next up, it says a void add password method accepts a string and adds it to the array list. So public void add password string pwd. This is easy. Just add it to the array list. Boom. We have a int password count. I'm going to copy that password count method. Public int password count, which returns how many passwords there are. Return passwords.size. Remember, array lists use size. And there's a Boolean change password method, which accepts two strings, an old password and a new password. So public Boolean change password string old p string new p. So what I'm going to do, and it has to return true if it did ever change a password. It has to return false if it didn't change any passwords. And it has to change all instances of a password. Notice I've got one that repeats. So, and that's what I test on, obviously. So make a Boolean variable, set it to false. And then we're going to do a regular for loop, int I equals 0, I less than passwords.size, I plus plus. And now if passwords.getI, that's how you get a particular one in an array list, dot equals old p. We found one of the old password instances. Then we're going to say passwords set I new p. That changes the one at that spot to the new password. And this is how you have to do it. Otherwise, you will only change one of them. And I want you to change all of them if there's more than one. And then right here, we have to return the result. So barring me having left off a semicolon or named something wrong, it's entirely possible. Oh, it's passwords. Something this big, tend to make some mistakes, but hey, not bad. And so if you look at my tests, I created a bunch of stored passwords. I added one, so there's 8 now. I changed let me in to hello. Ooh, it says false. Whoops. Oh, I forgot right here. Result equals true. Yeah, if you ever change anything, set it to true. Yep, I'm glad we were looking here. And then finally, the last line should be false because the previous step had changed all let me ins to hello 457 $sign, and so there aren't any more let me ins in there. So when I tried to change let me in into bye bye whatever, it says false. So anyway, we're done now. Hope that helped.